up, ghouls and gals? It's me, Ryan.T here, and I just got back from watching Kingsman, The Golden Circle. And I have to say, the first I'm sorry, I'm getting kind of like real into it really fast. The first 5 minutes of the movie, I knew I was going to enjoy the movie. It starts off with Eggsy, the main character. He's alone now after his mentor got like shot by Samuel Jackson in the first movie. If you haven't seen the first movie, I'm sorry, spoilers. Yeah, it shows him kind of come into his own, and I like that about the film. It's Eggsy not being like a protege. Now he's the main guy. He's the man, you know. So that's kind of cool to see. Going back to what I was saying, the first 5 minutes of the movie really hooked me. It started off with like a really good action piece, and it was like a chase scene with like a fight mixed into it, and it was really cool. It was a cool scene to open up the movie with, and it really like I said, it really locked me into the film. The film is kind of like non-stop action for the first like 10 to 15 minutes, and after that it kind of like slows down, and like the plot starts coming through, and like all this stuff starts happening to the character. I don't really want to say a lot because the movie just came out last night, so I don't want to spoil it for anybody that's on their way to go see it right now and that is watching my review before they go see the movie. But yeah, the movie, I have to say, just point blank, if you're watching my review to hear if it's good or not good, and you're just gonna click off right now after I say it's good or not good, let me just do you a solid. The Kingsman, Golden Circle, it's not as good as the first movie, but it's not a terrible movie. It's a fun action movie. Like I said, the action is cool. Like the action whenever there's action, it's cool to see the action. And whenever there's people fighting on screen, that's cool to see. So there's a lot of positives for this movie as far as it goes for an action film. But this movie also does have a lot of negatives. Like for one, it kind of gets a little bit lost in its plot there in the middle. Like about in the second, almost the third act of the film, the movie almost goes to like a screeching halt. And you kind of have to like spend a little bit of time with a certain character that you're kind of like, oh, really? Like, this is what we're spending time with? I'd rather go see what's going on with Eggsy and all the other Kingsmen. So there is that. Another negative thing is that the movie comes off as like a really fucking expensive, well-produced, like, PSA against drugs. Like, Kingsman says, don't do drugs if you want to be a Kingsman. And that's kind of like, that theme is throughout the movie, especially at the very end of the movie. That theme is like very present. Like it's like shoving it in your face. Like, drugs are bad. If these people weren't doing drugs, this particular fucking thing wouldn't have happened to them. You see, kids, drugs are bad. Stay in school. So that was kind of weird and a little bit preachy. But even that they pulled off, and it was acceptable. I just thought it was kind of a little bit like, really, Kingsman movie? We're gonna do like an anti-drug message in this movie? The 90s is calling it and wants its message back. So that's maybe just the biggest thing that I think is kind of a negative for the Kingsman Golden Circle. Another thing is the movie markets itself as if it's going to show Jeff Bridges, Halle Berry, Channing Tatum, and this other actor that I don't know his name right off the top of my head, but I'm sure when I edit this I'll look his name up and I'll put it right here in the bottom. But the fourth actor that I'm not remembering his name right now, he comes out in a lot of shit. He comes out in Narcos, and they're all good in the film. But the way that the trailers show and the way that the film was marketed, you think that you're gonna see a lot of these people in this movie, and you don't. And which is not really a big thing. But if you're going to this movie to go solely see Channing Tatum be like a super secret spy, you're going to be disappointed. There's not a lot of that in here. And Halle Berry doesn't do a lot in the movie either. Jeff Bridges is a very small part in the movie. So that's one thing I have to say about the film. If you're going into the film to watch Halle Berry, Jeff Bridges, Channing Tatum, you may be disappointed because their parts are kind of small. Then again, the movie isn't the Halle Berry, Channing Tatum, Jeff Bridges show. It's about Igsby. It's about Taron. About this Taron Egerton, that's his name, Taron Egerton. It's about him, it's about his character, it's about his journey. So that's okay. I mean, if you're a die-hard Kingsman fan and you love the first film, chances are you're going to like this film. But if you didn't watch the first film, you're going to be a little bit lost in this movie. The movie tries to explain what is going on, and it does a decent job of doing it. But like I said, if you didn't watch the first movie, you're probably not gonna like this film. You're going to be a little bit lost. So my final verdict for the film is Kingsman it's an okay ride. It's an okay action film. It's it's acceptable. It's cool. I mean, I had fun watching it. I mean, I'm sure if you go out and check it out right now, you're gonna like it too. I mean, it's not a bad movie by any stretch of the imagination. It's a quite an enjoyable film. It's fun. There's a lot of explosions. There's cool characters, but it's just not as good as the first movie, plain and simple. Well, that's pretty much all I have to say about Kingsman: The Golden Circle, and I hope you guys liked my video, and if you've seen the Kingsman Golden Circle, I'd love to hear what you thought about it in the comments below. So that was my video for the Kingsman Golden Circle, guys, and I'm Ryan T, and I'll see you in the next one.